You already see what time it is. You already saw the thumbnail. You saw the freaking title. We are here to do a reaction video to the season finale of Death Battle for this year, the last one of this year, of a very highly debated topic that has plagued the Dragon Ball universe for years. Gogeta versus Vegito. Now, obviously, it's not going to be Super Saiyan 4 because it has already been confirmed that it is infinitely weaker than God form. But if we're going off of the premise that it's Vegito and Gogeta Blue, this is going to be interesting. My bet is on Vegito.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Link to the video description down below as per usual. Let's get into the nonsense.
Last one! Man, these things are so easy to find nowadays.
Yes! Now, with this ultimate power, I can finally conquer
Have
the
Gogeta
world!
fight Vegito!
What?
Oh, come on! It's the ultimate Dragon Ball question! Which fusion of Goku and Vegeta is stronger? Gogeta, the combo greater than legends? Or Vegito, the mix who surpassed gods?
Intriguing. They are in many ways identical, yet still quite different. Though in canon, they only have a collective total of 3 brief appearances. To truly determine who would win, let's examine all of their material.
So that's Z, GT, Super, movies, games, guidebooks, Toei's Twitter, even all the crazy Xenoverse and hero stuff.
Hold on to your
my
Dragon
Lord.
Balls.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's
I'm
our
gonna
job
go
to analyze
insane.
their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
They're pulling from everything.
Imagine it's 1995 and you're at a movie theater in Japan. You're there to watch Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn, and it's gonna be the most radical movie ever, dude. I mean, yeah, it was a little weird when Adolf showed up, but then it happened.
I forgot that was a thing.
Goku and Vegeta were pushed to the brink with only one option left. They merged into a single being of amazing power,
The angel born
Gogeta! And that would be the greatest thing 8-year-old you ever saw. Yep, you peaked at 8.
Fun fact, while Vegito had already debuted in the manga 2 months earlier, Gogeta was created first. After all, the movie had been in production throughout the previous year.
2 Saiyans, the proud son of royalty and the lower-class champion becoming one epic powerhouse? This is the true potential of
Metamorph,
Goku and
that's what the
Vegeta.
dance is called.
Easily a top 5 Dragon Ball moment. Hey, nothing beats the first time we saw Super Saiyan, but I think this comes close.
This method of fusion was taught to Goku by the Metamorans, a mysterious alien people who we never actually see.
But I'd guess they like wearing crop tops with inflatable
Hey, the
shoulder
drip of
pads.
the Metamorans
Anyway,
goes
when
harder than
Goku
Vegito.
taught
I
this
do not care what
fabled
anyone
technique
says.
to
Vegeta's
Goten
drip
and
is hard.
Trunks, it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
This is the fusion dance. On top of an incredibly precise movement routine, this technique requires both parties to match power levels in order to fuse successfully. A literal personification of the phrase, only as strong as the weakest link.
It's pretty easy to screw up, trust me. But if you nail it, you're the baddest mother effer on the planet.
Though not part of mainline canon, Goku and Vegeta first used this to battle Janemba, a demon basically composed of essence of evil. Probably smells like cats. Gogeta defeated him in less than 2 minutes. 20 years later, Gogeta would become canon to conquer one of the most dangerous entities in the multiverse. Broly.
Obviously, Gogeta's super powerful, but I think his most underappreciated skill is how he comes up with awesome attack names. Like the Big Bang Kamehameha, Stardust Fall, Meteor Explosion, and the ultimate villain killer, Stardust Breaker!
A fancy-looking attack that completely obliterates all traces of evil within a
So
target.
it's not
That's
going
how it took
to
out Janemba
work
in one shot.
on
The guy was
Vegito.
literally made of evil. Or cats.
Weirdly enough, this is similar to Devilman's Devilmight Beam, which causes the evil within a person to explode and...
Oh, you mean Spike? That guy's hilarious. Which obscure character are you gonna reference next? Icarus? Sour Man? General Rildo?
Oh my
man,
God,
that
that's
guy's
a
just
throwback
one
in a
letter up
mess
from
still.
General Dill.
Over
Okay.
the years, Gogeta has achieved the empowered forms of Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan Blue, and even Super Saiyan 4 in his battle against Omega Shenron.
Super Saiyan 4 is a totally unique branch of transformation. Instead of using Divine Ki like Super Saiyan God, it taps further into Goku and Vegeta's Saiyan bloodline, giving them fuzzy red fur and teen goth eyeshadow.
Goku has also claimed this form increases a Saiyan's inherent aggression, though you wouldn't know it with Gogeta. He basically becomes Dragon Ball's Bugs Bunny, reveling and messing around with his foe any
But
way
that's
he
Super
can.
Saiyan 4.
Until the fusion runs out. That's right, the fusion dance has a time limit of 30 minutes. This can be reduced even more if Gogeta uses up a lot of energy. Against Omega Shenron in GT, he split apart after about 10 minutes.
Just more evidence that the amount of power Gogeta possesses is enormous. Even repeatedly striking Broly so hard that the boundaries between dimensions shattered like glass wasn't enough to burn through his time. Hell, he was only in Super Saiyan 1 when he did that. After going blue, Broly didn't stand a chance. Based on earlier in the film, Whis' reaction even implies that Gogeta could possibly take on Beerus.
In Dragon Ball Heroes, Gogeta continues to prove he's one of the multiverse's S-tier fighters. He even defeated the
I'm going to pause this one time. This is going to be the only time. Because they say they're going to be pulling from every single source material, canon or not, I actually don't know who's going to win now. After I see everything, I might go with my
Masked
conclusion.
Super Saiyan Rose Full Power Goku Black and Ultimate God Slayer Hearts the God Hater. You know, those guys.
And two Gogetas together could take on Fu.
Just Fu? After all that, he's just called Fu?
Dark King Fu, the artificial bio-android demon mutant. He has Saiyan, Namekian, Earthling, Majin, and Eternal Dragon DNA.
What?
Is this fan fiction?
Yes.
Hearts the God Whiner claimed Fu could become an entity akin to Zeno, that little blue baby who can erase a multiverse with a thought.
But these Gogetas achieved even stronger forms than before. One was in Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, the boosted form Vegeta achieved during the Tournament of Power. The other was Super Saiyan 4, but not just any Super Saiyan
Limit
4.
Breaker.
He was Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker. I think my tongue is permanently twisted now.
These two forms fighting side by side implies that, at least in this iteration, both are similar if not equal in power.
Gogeta's so cool! And there are tons of people who think he'd win this matchup.
In Weekly Jump issue 28 from 1995, the fusion dance was stated to unify Goku and Vegeta's spirits and draw out their power to the max. As long as a fight with Vegito lasts less than 30 minutes, the magazine says Gogeta should win.
And then in the video game Raging Blast, there's a what-if scenario where Gogeta beats Vegito in a sparring session. But he was about to run out of energy, so maybe it could have gone either way.
Though with his power and skill, it's unlikely any opponent would push Gogeta to his limit. Two of the greatest warriors in history merged together as one. What more could you want as a fan? And what more could you fear as a foe?
Ooh, I like that line. Now, what you got for Vegito? Because
It's
if
the
we
spring
were
of
just going off of canon, I was going to give it to
A
Vegito.
demonic
Now they're pulling
menace
from
has threatened to
multiversal stuff
consume
from
the
heroes.
world in chaos.
Then
Goku
it
and
might have to go
Vegeta
to
were
Vegeta.
pushed to the brink with only one option left: fusion. They used one of their most incredible techniques to become a merged being of unimaginable power. Does this sound familiar?
But there wasn't time to teach Vegeta an awkward dance routine he'd ultimately despise. Instead, they used the Patara.
Only the gods themselves could rock bling like this. That's right, the Patara earrings come from the Kais, the gods that supervise the universes.
By placing one earring on each person's opposite ear, the Patara forcibly fuses the two beings together, no power level matching required.
Yep.
In this case, Goku and Vegeta fuse to become Vegito.
Okay, seriously, Vegito? Couldn't they have a better name?
It's not that bad. And remember, Fusion Reborn started production well before Toriyama penned Vegito's first appearance.
So, Toei called dibs on the better name, huh? But still, shouldn't it be like Vegiko? Not like that's much better either.
No.
Why Vegito?
It makes more sense in Japanese. Vegito is formed from the first half of Vegeta and the latter half of Kakaroto. This is why Viz Media actually translated it to Vegerot.
Oh, that one sucks too.
Yeah.
Okay, bored now. Let's talk about how he blows shit up real good.
Vegito has numerous techniques that are entirely his own, many of which are, fittingly, perfect combinations of Goku and Vegeta's signature moves, such as the Final Kamehameha, formed like Vegeta's Final Flash, but fired like Goku's Kamehameha wave. He's got a Spirit Sword, the Saiyan Shield, and the Banshee Blast. Which, no, it's not the ghost attack you're thinking of.
With Goku and Vegeta's powers combined, Majin Buu was no match. Super Vegito was so friggin' powerful that even being turned into candy didn't slow him down.
Yep, that
it
is true.
just made him delicious.
His level of power had transcended to such an impressive degree that he was capable of effectively ignoring having his matter entirely altered and his DNA eradicated. He continued on as the incredible fighting candy.
No mouth, no brains, no organs of any kind, and he still kept slapping around that big pink ass.
Phrasing. Presumably,
Crazy.
this is similar to how Vegeta overpowered Babidi's mind control, or how Goku broke through Hit's time skip with Kaioken. A greater power level can overrule basically anything a weaker one does. Though, to be fair, the Super Candy is a pretty extreme example.
But
Yeah.
Vegito's a pretty extreme guy, even for the Dragon Ball multiverse. He later got that godly blue hairspray and beat the crap out of merged Zamasu, a double deity. Like a fusion dick measuring contest, but not at all close.
Though
Yep.
similar to his dancing counterpart, Vegito's time ran out after he overtaxed himself.
Which was kinda weird. Back in the day, they said these Potara fusions
But
were
it's only
permanent.
for Kais.
Turns out it's only permanent for Supreme Kais. Vegito's form can last up to 1 hour before splitting apart, but can be shortened severely if he goes full tilt. In the manga, Vegito formed after Zamasu fused, and split apart when they expected fused Zamasu to have 20 minutes left, meaning he cut his time down to 40 minutes at most, though in the anime it was way less since he tried to quickly overpower Zamasu with a single attack.
The Potara have their own set of rules. Unlike the fusion dance, this form is maintained by the power of the earrings, not the fusers themselves. As such, destroying the earrings ends the fusion.
And if you slap the Potara on while in a Super Saiyan form, you can't power down while fused. So if Goku and Vegeta aren't careful, they can find themselves draining power when they don't need to.
Oh.
But surprise, Vegito's got into his own Super Dragon Ball Hero shenanigans, and he's got the full power red
I
fur
did not
too.
know that
Look,
about
Wiz, I
the
think I'm
Potara.
having
You can't
deja
power down
vu.
if you
Aside
fuse
from
in a
Fu,
heightened
he's
state.
battled heavy-hitting threats to the multiverse like Cumber and Mechikabura.
And just like with Gogeta, there's plenty of people who think Vegeta would win this fight.
Daizenshus 4 and 7, basically two Dragon Ball encyclopedias, claim that the Potara fusion is superior to the fusion dance.
Yes.
Old Kai said this too, that the
Rival
Potara
boost.
provide a greater effect.
Though they both may be referring to what was believed at the time to be a permanent fusion. Not having to worry about overspending your time limit would certainly be a greater effect if
Yeah.
it were true.
But hey, there's nothing that can get in the way of Vegito's awesome power. Gods and demons alike are no match. When there's no one strong enough to save the day, then perhaps two will do.
This show is
The only
sponsored by
way
BetterHelp.
that Gogeta wins
Life
is if he
can be
destroys the
overwhelming,
Potara.
and
But if
many
both
people
of them
are
can
burned out without
literally
even knowing it.
break
Symptoms can
out
include lack
of
of
their
motivation,
fusions by
feeling
expending
helpless
too
or
much
trapped,
power,
detachment, fatigue, and more.
then it's
As
literally a
scientist
matter
myself,
of
I've often been
who
stuck in the
burns through
lab
more
in the late
energy
hours of the
first.
night working myself
Gogeta
silly.
is shown to be able
Well,
to
we
break
associate
universes.
burnout with work,
It might
but
have to go to
that's not the
Gogeta
only
because
cause.
they're pulling from
Any
the
of our
power
roles in life can
scaling
lead to
of
us feeling
a
burnt out.
of
And BetterHelp
heroes.
Online Therapy
They
wants
beat
to
someone
remind
who
you
was
to
basically
prioritize
on par with
yourself.
Zeno.
Talking with
And
someone
if
can
that's
help
the
you figure out
case,
what's causing stress in your life.
Vegito,
BetterHelp
as far as I
is
remember from
customized
Heroes,
online
has
therapy
never
that
shown up
offers video,
fighting someone
phone,
on
and even
par
live
with that
chat
level
sessions
of
with your
godliness.
therapist, so you don't have
So I'm
to
gonna have
see
to go with
anyone on
Gogeta.
camera
I
if
might
you
be
don't want to.
It's more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours.
Death Battle viewers get 10% off their first month.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
Hear my wish, Eternal Dragon! It's time for a death battle!
What is this madness?
Whoa, Vegeta! Am I really that much taller than you?
Stuff it, Kakarot! You can
So perfect fusion.
go!
Okay. I knew we were gonna go 3D for this. Ooh, this sounds like kind of kick. Super Saiyan already? Oh, how that's got enough shit bombs out of fire. That key control, though, that's kinda good. What?
Not bad. Want to kick it up a notch? Sure. But how about some variety?
Super Saiyan 4? That's the move from the Fighters game. Okay. Serpent. just went from 4 to 2. Stardust Fall! Dimension breaking? Now he just went to Kame House. Banshee shot? I'm loving this.
Gotcha!
How are we just traveling to all these places?
Guess it's now or never.
Stardust Breaker's not gonna work on Vegeta. There's no evil. Don't tell me it's a tie. What? So my initial thought was right. I'm stupid.
Oh man, that was epic! Totally worth the wish. Oh, I guess we probably could have solved a lot of world problems with that.
I suppose world domination can wait another year. This fight was incredibly close. No, seriously, how could it not be? They're almost exactly the same person.
With a few minor differences here and there, like signature attacks. Neither Vegito nor Gogeta had one single power that provided an absolute edge over the other.
Except perhaps Vegito's longer time limit, though it's not so clear-cut. Both have overtaxed their energy quick enough to end their fusions in less than 10 minutes. Time isn't the only factor, but also whatever is maintaining each fusion. Gogeta's body and Vegito's earrings. It's possible Vegito's power can actually drain the Potara faster than Gogeta's does his own body.
Still, it's twice the time, and that definitely gave Vegito
Not
more
enough evidence to definitely prove the Potara uses energy differently than the fusion dance. When the two forms appear in their looks like Super Dragon Ball Heroes, this is not an explicit factor.
Flexibility and strategy. So more often than not, it's safe to say Gogeta would run out of juice first.
Also, when Vegeta or Gogeta defuse from power overuse, it's typically difficult for them to immediately fuse again due to that lack of energy.
But Vegito had another one over Gogeta. No matter what, he'd always have a very slight power advantage. Remember how the fusion dance requires the fusers to match their power levels?
Yep.
Well, the Potara don't need that.
Goku doesn't need to match Vegeta's slightly lower power levels, so there's nothing stopping Vegeta from combining the full sum of their parts.
Ah, poor Vegeta. You'll get your day in the sun one day, buddy.
No, he won't.
Oh, who am I
read the
kidding?
manga.
This
He
might
doesn't.
be what Old Kai was referring to when he said the Potara had a greater effect.
But hey, could Gogeta have destroyed the earrings? Nope! He would have had to be able to overpower Vegito first, like how Goku could only destroy Kefla's earrings after he reached Ultra Instinct.
Remember, when comparing levels of power in Dragon Ball, the greater one can overrule almost anything the weaker one does. The earrings likely tend to be protected by the user's ki aura, similar to their clothing.
The only time we've ever seen Potara damaged or specifically targeted are when the wearer is overwhelmed or in a vulnerable state. If any stray ki blast could destroy them, we'd have a lot more broken earrings by now.
Lastly, there's some debate over their personalities. In their first appearances,
There's no consistent evidence Goku Vegeta has more influence over fusion. Vegito taunting and Gogeta's lack of seems more related to the context of their fight. That actually is a very good point. Vegito couldn't kill Super Buu or Buhan because he had everybody he cared about inside of his stomach. He couldn't just outright kill him. He had to find a way to get him out of there, and that was under the context that their fusion was permanent. And on top of Fuse Zamasu, he was literally fused into the timeline. So he literally could not die by normal means, and they had to go all out. But either that was either after or before they knew he was fused into the timeline, meaning that he couldn't die.
Vegito seemed rather cocky and playful against Buu, whereas Gogeta was far more deliberate against Janemba, and thus far more successful. However, these are not core personality traits, and assuming so would be inconsistent with Vegito's serious fight with Zamasu and Gogeta's more brash fights with Broly and Omega Shenron. Context is key. As far as personality and mental ability goes, Gogeta and Vegito are practically identical.
Yes, they
In
are.
the end, Vegito's higher power level, no matter how slight it was, made a big difference in protecting and maintaining his longer, more flexible time limits.
Gogeta was gonna need meta more than that to beat Vegito. Sorry, Wiz, I know that pun was potarible.
Wait, shut up. Earth's Dragon Balls give 2 wishes, right?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Shenron, I wish for you to fuse me and win. The winner is Vegito.
Thanks for watching, and doubly thanks to our channel members for supporting us this year. Hope you've been enjoying the extra perks and content. We've got a bunch of new stuff in the works for you.
Well-
If you aren't a champion...
I love how I thought if they were gonna be pulling from stuff from the superheroes thing, why is it that they didn't have anything for Vegito on par with what Gogeta did? I might be looking into this wrong. My first initial thought was still Vegito when I first heard about this because of the rival boost and the fact that they don't need to match power levels to actually fuse, whereas Metamorph and Fusion Dance, they actually have to, meaning that there's a slight power decrease and disadvantage to that. And they were right about everything else. Power level wise, personality wise, they're basically the same person. One personality is not in more control than the other as they literally merge into one being. Vegito refers to himself as I. Gogeta refers to himself as we, but they are not, one is not more in control than the other. People think that the names imply that Goku or Vegeta is more in control. That's not a fact. And we can definitely tell. Both of them are cocky, both of them are serious, both of them can be menace to society. It's just a matter of the context, like they said. This fight was not as bad as I thought. It was a lot closer than I thought. Not a bad way to end the year off for death battles. This is a fight that I am okay with. I am not butthurt about this. I enjoyed this. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you thought about it, what I should react to next, subscribe, hit the bell, get notified of everything I do on the channel, show it from, greatly appreciate it. And as usual, it's your boy NPC Jackson, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.